For all the best tips and strategies, check out the Ultimate Utility app. Links are available in the description. So if you haven't heard by now, there was a fairly large update to Infinite Warfare. The main thing to take away from this update are the two brand new weapons that were added, the X-Eon assault rifle and the VPR SMG, but I'll cover those in just a second. Now unfortunately, this update seemed to break a lot of things, including the brand new game mode Cranked. So in this game mode, after you get a kill, you're supposed to have 30 seconds to get another one before you explode. But after this update, it was extremely glitched. The timer would pop up, but no numbers were visible. Not only this, you exploded after about 5 seconds, so this made the game virtually unplayable. I also had several matches that wouldn't show the winner's circle. And not only did it not show this, but the screen never went forward. I'd be stuck in this black void of nothingness forever. The only way to get out was to close the application, which of course made it so the game I had just completed didn't count at all. So talk about a waste of time. And lastly, I'm sure some of you noticed that the Merc rig was mucked up. He went from a massively armored behemoth to a Jenny Craig weight loss sponsor. Now as far as I know, they were quick to patch most of these things after a few hours. But if you still notice any issues, let me know in the comments and I'll pass it on to the developers. So let's talk about these new weapons briefly. If you're a season pass holder, you don't have to do anything. You automatically get both of these. If you're not a season pass holder, you can still acquire the base weapons by completing a challenge. And I, for one, couldn't be more happy to see these weapons implemented the same way as the last ones. This is definitely great news for the community, and I hope this trend continues in the future. So the challenge to obtain the X-Eon is to complete 15 matches where you get kills with 6 different weapons. Now that sounds intimidating, but it's not if you play a certain game mode. And that game mode is Gun Game. As long as you can get 6 kills in a match, you can complete this challenge quite literally in 15 games. So this is by far the easiest way to complete the challenge. Now for the VPR, you need to win 12 matches where you get at least 1 kill with the X-Eon assault rifle. So naturally, you should get the X-Eon challenge done first before attempting this one to make it easier on yourself. So let's discuss the VPR SMG first. Visually, this is one wicked looking weapon. It has dual barrels as well as dual magazines. Now it claims to have a fast reload speed, but from my experience, it's not so quick at all. And this is a ballistic weapon, by the way. Now my thoughts on this weapon are mixed. I, for one, am absolutely crap with it. I hardly ever go negative in a Call of Duty game, but I found myself dropping into that territory when I attempted to utilize this. I haven't tested any of the stats yet, but I just couldn't find myself doing well with it. It almost feels clunky, like something's not right with it. I had issues both aiming down sights as well as sprinting with it. Sometimes it would just jerk up and mess my aim up, or it would jerk up and interrupt my sprint. So I'm going to have to do some more testing on this, but I definitely feel something may be off with this weapon. The variants for the VPR are found in the Quartermaster collection in supply drops, meaning they aren't craftable at the moment. There's nothing special about the common, the rare, or even the legendary versions, but the epic one is absolutely amazing. Basically, you get a free silencer that also hides the death skulls when you kill enemies. Now as for the X-Eon assault rifle, I found this thing to be very impressive. First off, it's an energy-based weapon. It has an advanced recoil compensator, which provides focused hipfire. If you ADS with the weapon, it increases the fire rate. So basically, it's the reverse of the epic NV4 Chaos in that regard. Slower hipfire, but faster ADS fire rate. Not only this, it has a built-in optic sight that rivals the tracker sight from Call of Duty Ghosts. The first thing you need to note is that the hipfire, as expected, is awe-inspiring. If you go completely prone, just watch how small your reticle shrinks to. You can hipfire someone halfway across the map with relative ease. When it comes to accuracy though, it does have quite a bit of bouncy recoil, but the built-in optic sight definitely helps with guiding your aim. I should mention that when you put an optic sight on this weapon, it doesn't get the enhanced detection capabilities, so you're better off with no optic at all. I don't know what it is about this weapon, but everything just seems to click when I use it. Despite the often skeptical recoil, the thoroughly impressive hipfire makes up for it. I also can't get over how much I enjoy the custom sight it has. It's not often a DLC weapon gets added that I actually find useful, but I can definitely see myself using this weapon for quite some time. As for the variants, again, these are only found in the Quartermaster collection. The only one that stands out to me is the Epic one, which gets reduced recoil and an even further awesome built-in sight. This one makes it so you can't hide from it at all. There's no way to avoid being lit up. It also gives you the ability to see active camo users, which is a nice bonus. Now they also added quite a few new items to the Quartermaster, including some pretty impressive taunts. Check this one out that's called Boots Off the Ground. It almost reminds me of a Mortal Kombat fatality. My favorite, however, comes from one of the greatest movies of all time, Tombstone. It's called Huckleberry. Now, if any of you have seen this movie, you'll know that Doc Holliday has some wicked gun skills, and he uses the word Huckleberry all the time. FTL tries to replicate these skills with a fair amount of success. And lastly, they finally updated the TAC Resist challenge. I did a video covering this challenge a while back. It's still one of the hardest challenges in the entire game. What they did though was reduce the requirements. You used to have to get 70 kills for it, and now they reduced it to 40. Like I said, still difficult, but not nearly as bad as it once was. So overall, this was yet another positive update for Infinite Warfare. If they continue to give bonuses to Season Pass holders, as well as offering a relatively painless way for others to acquire the same weapons, I think they might be able to win back quite a few customers. Let me know in the comments what you think of the two new weapons. I could care less about the VPR SMG, but the X-Eon assault rifle reigns supreme in my book.